All right, let's talk about Morgan. This is a movie I'd been putting off for a long time because the general consensus on this film was just a very straight meh. And I'm not usually a big, critic kind of guy. Ironic, yeah, right? No, I just like to form opinions for myself. If I ever do watch something like this, it's because I've already seen the film and I like to see how other people reacted to it and see if I share similar thoughts and get maybe a different spin on things. So anyway, but going back to this after a while now, it's been out for a while, I knew there was some names in it, but my God, is there this incredible cast in this film. You have Kate Mara, from House of Cards and everything, Rooney Mara's sister. You got Anya Taylor-Joy, who's coming off of The Witch and Split, and she's got a few other horror movies coming up with The New Mutants and Glass, and so she's making quite the little career right now, and she's just wonderful. Rose Leslie, who plays Ygritte on Game of Thrones, who looks a lot like Emma Stone. Love Ygritte. We also have Brian Cox, Michelle Yeoh, Paul Giamatti, Boyd Holbrook, Toby Jones. This movie is just loaded with talent. I mean, loaded. It's also got that guy from This Is Us, who I really like. He's the guy who also helps out Eleven in the first couple episodes of Stranger Things, maybe first, second episode, something like that. I just really like that guy a lot. I don't honestly know what his name is, it's unfortunately, but I do like him. Now, what did I think about this movie? Oh, also, this is directed, this director, this was his directorial debut. It was produced or executive produced or something by Ridley Scott. And this guy directed the Alien Covenant and the Blade Runner shorts that they did for those films. And I actually really liked those. I watched all of those back when those were coming out. I thought those were really cool little follow-ups, or lead-ups, should I say, since they were all prequels. Yeah, anyway, so this movie, if you don't know, is about some scientists who make an artificial human being. The cells can regenerate, blah, blah, blah. They grow them really, really fast. They become super smart. That's the thing. This movie is fairly unoriginal. I mean, we've definitely seen this kind of film many times, like Splice, Ex Machina, Species, freaking, even the Lazarus Effect has a lot of similar beats and tone to it. So that's, I feel like, the biggest downfall of this movie, but I think where it really won me over is I truly felt for this character played by Anya Joy, or Taylor-Joy. She just plays this role so well. She doesn't really know her place. She knows that she's not exactly human, and it has a little bit of a pacing issue, and I feel like some more things could have happened. It could have been a little more original in places, but overall I really enjoyed it. And another thing is that in the film she's supposed to be 5 years old, even though she's grown to 20 years old in the film. And my kids are 5 years old. And just to be thinking about this girl that's trapped in this woman's body and has this intelligence that she has gotten so quickly, and they're treating her like a lab experiment. I mean, the Kate Mara's character comes and she's basically doing a Dr. Loomis routine here with can we refer to him as it? Kind of thing. And it's just this poor fucking girl in this movie. I just feel dreadful for her throughout it. And when shit starts to go down, I totally get it. And, the movie actually is a little bit more ruthless than I was expecting as well. Once it was starting to get towards the end, I thought it was going to just kind of wrap itself up neatly, and it was going to be very theatrical and all, and it didn't. I felt like it went much darker and went in routes that I wasn't expecting, even though I think that the ending can be a tad predictable. It didn't take away from my enjoyment of it, and as I said, the ruthlessness of this film. I really enjoyed the conversation, the back and forth between Paul Giamatti's character when he's like interrogating her, interviewing her, whatever you want to call that scene. I thought that really played well, like his intensity and her conflict of emotions, because she doesn't know how to react and she's not really sure of what she should be feeling or how she's feeling or any of that. So I thought that was probably the best scene in the film for me. And some fight scenes were pretty decent, had some good action sequences in it as well. And it was really well shot and acted by everyone involved. I didn't feel like anyone was the sore thumb of the movie. I thought that everyone did a great job. So I was totally invested. I think this is one of those movies that keeps asking the question, like, who is the real monster here? You know, that you just kind of keep recycling that question in your head, like, wait a minute, like, who is the antagonist of this film? Is it the scientists? Is it this Morgan character? Is it, you know, so on and so forth. There's a couple other people too. So yeah, it's just, and I think that would be a good discussion to have with a group of friends after seeing it. Like, okay, let's hash this out. Like, who is the person we should be placing the blame on? Is it like we're just gonna divvy some up and it's everyone's fault? Is it no one's fault? Is, you know, who's really the villain? Now this I will say, and this is probably my biggest problem. The trailer for this movie gave away almost everything, and they really pushed this movie a lot. I remember seeing a ton of trailers for this, same one over and over and over and over again. And so I remembered it very, very well. And this trailer gave away everything. Everything. You should not be allowed to put the third act, any footage from the third act, into a trailer. I'm sorry, you just shouldn't be able to. It's too spoiler heavy. I don't care, man. We're smart. We've seen a lot of movies, seen a lot of trailers. Like, we know how to piece those things together. So this was a terrible trailer, man. Hurt the film dramatically for me. I feel like I would have enjoyed this movie more had I never seen a trailer to it. But anyway, any fans of this movie? I dug it. I thought, yeah, Anya was my standout, but as I said, her interactions with Paul Giamatti were fantastic. So yeah, anyway, it's on HBO right now. HBO Go is how I watched it. So, all right, guys.